It's match week 4 in the Premier League, and that's a chance to win another $50,000. Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Jason Mattis with Winning Bets. Thanks for hanging out with me on this episode. That's right, it's another weekend, so it's another match week of the Premier League, and it's a chance to win $50,000 over on the NBC Sports Predictor app. You guys remember how this game goes. They give you 5 games. All you have to do is correctly predict the result and the score. That'll give you a perfect score of 50 points and get you $50,000 in your pocket. Nobody's been able to win the $50,000 jackpot prize so far this season. So the way you can accumulate points is just by getting the result right. Maybe mix in some perfect, score predictions as well. Whoever accumulates the most points will win the guaranteed prize, as you can see. All right, so let's jump right on into it and see how we can do this weekend. The first matchup is Leeds United versus Manchester City. Look, they've given us Manchester City a few times already this season, and we've talked about how it's really difficult to pick against Manchester City to, ever draw, definitely not to lose, but how, it's really hard to predict them to ever draw. It's always Manchester City win, and then how bad are they going to win? I actually think Leeds United has a little bit on the offense. They've shown it. They've brought in a really nice, interesting style from the Championship into the Premier League. They've put a lot of goals so far into the back of the net this season. So I'm going to go ahead and give this one Manchester City 3, Leeds United 1. All right, next matchup here is Wolves versus Fulham. Look, we know who Wolves are. Wolves had the second best, defense in all the Premier League last season. The Fulham have come into the Premier League, after coming up from the Championship. They've just struggled. They're not really going to, I think they'll be fighting for relegation probably all season long. Wolves extremely, extremely tough on defense. Really hard to break them down, even for some of the better clubs in all the Premier League. So it just comes down to me how many do I think Wolves are going to put by Fulham, and unfortunately they just don't have a really potent offense. And especially they lost Jota, in this transfer window. He went to Tottenham, so that weakens their offense a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and say Wolves win this one 2-0. Next one we got here is Arsenal versus Sheffield United. We're really two clubs going in the opposite direction. Arsenal's flying high, already claiming some hardware with the FA Cup, the Community Shield over in the summer time. Really having that confidence and the belief, really scoring a lot of goals each game, it seems like. While Sheffield United, they're already in the relegation battle. You generally have a good defense, but they've always struggled to put goals in. Maybe this campaign they're going to struggle, doing both of that. They don't have Dean Henderson, between the goalposts this season, as they were unable to secure a loan deal for him. So, the defense is, taking a step back by not having, a top-class goalkeeper between the posts. We're going to go ahead and say Arsenal win this one 3-0. Next matchup here is Manchester United versus Tottenham. This is going to be a really fascinating matchup. Look, when we look at the matchup going into this, both of these teams have played midweek. Manchester United were involved in the Carabao Cup. They were able to, get a nice, easy win by playing their backup players. Meanwhile, Tottenham played 2 times this week. Them themselves were in the Carabao Cup. They got through Chelsea. They played a little bit weaker side, but they had to bring on Harry Kane. They had to bring on Højbjerg, late on in that game to progress past Chelsea. But then they also played Thursday in the Europa League qualification, where they played a much stronger lineup because Jose is putting an emphasis on, making Europa League as they were still in the qualification phase. You saw it with the lineups he put out twice this week. I think because the Spurs played twice this week, they had to use, majority of their good players. Some of them in both in both of those games. United is going to come into this game fresher. And if you look back under the term of under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, United turns up for big games, right? They'll lose they'll struggle against a Brighton, or they'll struggle against an Aston Villa. They just do that under Ole. They don't struggle up against big boy clubs up under Ole. They turn up for those matchups. I'm going to go ahead and say United wins this one 2-0. And then the last matchups, Aston Villa versus Liverpool. Look, another one of these lopsided matchups, at least I believe so. It's going to be lopsided. It's just going to come down to, will Grealish score for Aston Villa? Because outside of Grealish, they don't have all that much. Although they did secure Ross Barkley, this week in the transfer window, so maybe Ross Barkley will feature. But that'll certainly help their case. That'll take the pressure off Grealish from being the only star power on this team, the only really goal-scoring threat on this team, or, certainly on more consistent basis. I just don't know if they're going to be able to put one past Liverpool. A really, really sound defense. Obviously, they have the best fullbacks in all of English football. Center partnership there with Virgil van Dijk's really strong, goalkeeper. And then they've got that front three of Sane, Salah, and Firmino across there, just absolutely dominant. I'm going to say Villa's unable to score so far in this game. I don't think they're going to get one. So I'm going to give this one, Liverpool win this one 4-0 is how I see this one going down. So to recap, I've got a 3-1 Manchester win. I've got a 2-0 Wolves win, a 3-0 Arsenal win, a 2-0 Manchester United win, and Liverpool's going to win that 4-0. So that's how I'm going to fill out Match Week 4 on the NBC Sports Predictor app for a chance to win $50,000. Good luck to us, and we'll see you guys on the next one. I'm Jason Mattis.
Thanks for watching this episode of Winning Bets. I'm Jason Mattis. I'll see you again when we are celebrating the wins and making more winning bets. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more winning bets.